to my computer. Hello and welcome to Just Chopsing Podcast. Hello everyone out there. Hello. And today we're with Dane Campbell from Dane Campbell Drum for the Song podcast.
Drunk for the Song, that would be good. Yeah, maybe I should do a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Just get wasted talking to a microphone for an hour. Could try that.
Straight Lines. I never knew you were in Straight Lines.
Yep.
And Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Fair resume there.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Oh, no worries. Appreciate... well, I think I kind of asked. I asked you, didn't I? Can I come on the show or what?
Well, I'd already tapped up Andy.
Oh, nice.
And so, because I said that we wanted to get you guys on. Because I met you on the hill. I don't know if you remember. So I think you guys have been up. You might have done your sound check.
Ah, right.
For Steelhouse, waiting to get in. And Andy came down and spotted us because I've known him for a while. And we were having a natter and I asked you which bastard you were.
Ah, right. I do remember. Yeah. To be on our way back down the hill, I think we stopped. Well, we didn't stop, but we talked to quite a few groups of blokes. So, were you one of the Hawaiian shirt guys? No.
I put that on afterwards.
Ah, there you go. There was a lot of people in Hawaiian shirts that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Andrew knew more people than me, to be fair to him. Yeah, he knows a lot of people. And
he knows a lot of people, I think, Andy.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Is, yeah.
One of the best, to be honest, I'd say.
All right then, mate.
Yeah.
So, what's that post? I see a post. You put a post about your podcast the other day that you're going to start. What's the fucking word now? Dialing it back a bit.
Well, hopefully it's just a temporary thing. We're going on tour now in November, so I'm away from home for about 3 weeks, something like that. And I've kind of got a part-time job as well, which gets really busy towards Christmas time.
And so,
no, I'm actually a cheese packer. I'm a packer of cheese.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is a bit weird. Yeah, it's kind of a part-time job I started during lockdown, and I'm still there, so
okay,
it's a shame. But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, they want me to do more hours in December and that, and I was just kind of like, because I do everything myself. I'm a one-man thing, I guess. Yeah. One-man kind of show.
Bit like me. Dave is laughing because he knows it's true.
I'm just the funny one that joins us.
But yeah, it's essentially like looking ahead. I normally do 2 a month, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but I kind of like taking my time with them. I don't like rushing them. And just the thought of, well, I've been messing around a little bit with a few guests, kind of like cancelling on me last minute and stuff like that, which is fine because everyone's busy. And I was just like, I'm not going to be able to get 2 out in November and 2 out in December without going mad. So I kind of just thought I'd dial it back, do 1 a month. And then hopefully then I can pick it back up in January or February. But we're on tour again then, so it depends. If I can get ahead of the game a bit. Obviously I can take my laptop on tour and stuff like that. But, this... When you're on the road, it's easy to say, oh yeah, I'm going to spend 2 hours a day editing stuff. And it's just like, it's not as easy as that. There's so much other stuff to do, or you haven't got Wi-Fi, or the Wi-Fi's crap somewhere. And nowadays, because everything's in the cloud, you need the cloud for everything and stuff like that. It's a bloody pain in the arse. It's not as if,
I don't know. Nothing in the cloud, everything's on a hard drive.
Well, to be honest, I hate... this laptop I'm using now is automatically saving half of my stuff to like OneDrive, and I don't even know. I don't want it to, but then I'm afraid I'll delete that stuff if I try and change it. So I don't really know what to do. I don't want to lose it.
Just buy another laptop. That's right.
Well, this is the second one, to be honest. The first one kept crashing. Every time I was editing videos, it just kind of it wouldn't blow up, but it just kind of crashed on me. And I was like, right, I probably need a more powerful laptop.
Yeah. This one's better RAM in it.
Yeah, it is better, but it does crash a couple of times sometimes. And it's just the videos. Editing audio is fine, but it's the video, isn't it?
Yeah. It's time consuming as well. So.
Oh yes. But
I ended up just buying a new laptop because the other one was like, I think it only had like 8 gig in it, maybe.
And that's not that small, is it? That's decent.
No, but it's not enough for editing the videos. You need 16 gig really.
Yeah, I think that's what I got now. See,
Yeah, me too.
cool. Anyway,
Still not fast enough.
no, I know it never is it? But anyway, no one wants to hear about that crap, do they?
I don't know. Well, we like we like real talk on this program. We're
Yeah,
real talkers.
talking about rant.
Crap.
And any experience Terry can call upon, he loves it as well. He asks everybody what programs they use. And
I use DaVinci Resolve for my video editing.
There, I'm using. Fuck, I can't remember what it is now. Oh, I saw on my fucking monitor. Cyberlink Power Director.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was cheap. So,
Oh.
how
Cool.
much is your DaVinci?
Well, I
Expensive.
just use a free version, to be honest.
Oh,
I
do
think there's a paid version of it.
Yeah, mine was about. How much was it, Dave? About 100 quid, I think.
yeah, it wasn't too much, was it?
That's not bad, considering you're going to use it loads, on you.
Yeah, that's for a year though. It's something for a year.
See,
Yeah,
this is what I don't like, all this subscription stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's crap.
you just used to buy a product and then you'd have the product. But now it's like, you can't buy something and keep it. It's like, you got to keep buying the same thing over and over again. And I guess that's the way the world's going and the way businesses are rolling. And
Well, that's how they keep making money in it.
yeah, pretty much,
Because
yeah.
the old days, I mean, you'd buy you'd buy a washing machine that would last you 50 years. So you'd never have to buy another one. But now they make them for 2 years. They break down. I think they got a program in them to make them break down like Italian and everything. Or break down as soon as the warranty runs out, it fucking breaks down, and then you got to go and buy another one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Dyson vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, they do that.
What a load of
Do they?
shit. Yeah, what a load of shit.
Yeah.
Mate,
definitely.
the battery lasts about 2 seconds on mine.
There's no battery in mine. Mine's
Well-
electric.
Oh, what do you mean? You plug it in?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. That's exactly the whole point of this was it sold to you as, oh yeah, it's amazing, no wires. Battery lasts for, I don't know, half hour or whatever. I literally stick it on max suction. Literally 5 seconds and it just dies. And it's like, I literally can't do anything with it. It's useless. But like, it's out of warranty now, so I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah. No, I plug mine in the wall, mate.
No, that's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing.
Anything with a battery on don't last long, do it?
iPhones, I've never had an iPhone, but my wife's had about 10, and they all have that same problem where the battery goes from like 100%, and then the next thing you know, it's on like 20%, and then it dies.
Well, iPhone actually got done for it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Well-
mine's pretty good. My one, I got an iPhone 8, and the battery on it'll last me a day, but that's because I'm on it constantly. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good. That's pretty good, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
But they did get done. They got prosecuted, didn't they, iPhone?
Did
I
they?
don't know.
Yeah, for fucking around with battery life.
See, I reckon there's something in it that purposely causes it to
They
happen,
got,
and then
they
you
got
upgrade
prosecuted
then.
for it.
Oh, good.
And,
Bastards.
yeah, they had
Bastards.
to recall a load of stuff, and they had to make a public apology and everything.
Yeah, who should they refund my wife for about 10 phones? I'd be a millionaire.
So yeah, all right then. Yeah, well, who's the best guest you had on your podcast, mate?
Oh, the best.
Who would you think?
I don't like to say the best one, but
Most interesting then?
there's loads I've thoroughly enjoyed for various reasons. Like sometimes it's because I'm a big fan of theirs,
Yeah.
or sometimes it's just because their character is amazing. Like so, I guess one of the most interesting, I've got to say, was Ash Sheehan, who plays he plays or played drums for Glenn Hughes,
All right. Okay.
and he's in a band called The Twang.
Yeah.
He's an amazing drummer. I met him. We did one show in, I think it was Belgium, supporting Glenn Hughes, and I was like, this drummer's incredible. So we added each other on Facebook and all that. But basically, he was so interesting. He comes from like an Irish traveller background,
Okay.
so he's got a really unique story. But he's one of the best drummers I've ever seen in my life. And he was just entertaining as hell. He swore a lot, and
Yeah.
he had very strong opinions and ideas and advice about getting better on drums and practicing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he's one of the guests that, unless you've listened to it, you probably understand where I'm coming from. But if you haven't, like, you're missing out on a really good one there.
Oh, okay.
But just great guy. One of my most popular episode is the one with Mickey D,
Yeah.
who was the drummer in Motorhead.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. I guess that was fun because I knew more about him. I knew more about his history in the music, obviously, and I kind of know him to some degree myself. But yeah, that was good, and I think it comes across in the interview quite well. And he knew me. And I think that was what was important.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of some guy I've just met online for the first time ever, and you kind of worried about what kind of vibe they're going to be in. But yeah, I've been so lucky. I haven't had any awkward guests at all. It's been amazing.
All right, okay.
I've done 30 up until this. I've released 30 episodes. So.
All right, I thought it was there. David said it was around there. I thought it was more, to be honest. But
no, pretty slow compared to people like you guys and everyone else who seems to smash them out. I don't know how you do it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we
works me to death. He does, Dane. That's what it is.
Well, at one point we were releasing fucking 3 a week.
So I don't know how you do it. It's honestly, it's
Well,
it's
I was
amazing.
trying to be a bit like Joe Rogan, where he does like 5 a day, but
5 a day. I don't know. Like, I guess with Joe Rogan, he doesn't literally do anything. He just does the interview and that's it.
yeah, he just turns up and he
Pays other people to do everything else for him.
Yeah.
And I've even looked into like this is some. I had a few Zoom meetings with these guys, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we can edit 2 episodes a month for 400 quid or something like that." I'm not making that money.
No.
Or anywhere near that to justify that. I know it take the edge off me, but I can't afford to do that at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I want to keep doing it because I really enjoy it, but then I don't want it to take over my life. I want to be able to enjoy my life as well and do things I enjoy and exercise and practice and write music and see my wife. It's nice. It's quite nice sometimes to be able to see my wife.
Well, that's the reason why I do it, so I don't have
Yeah, just go out. Like there's like certain times where like there's been gigs I've really wanted to go to, and like gigs of my guests that like they're playing in Cardiff, and I've had to say I'm really sorry I can't come. I've got loads of editing to do for tomorrow or something like that. And legit, I can't justify an evening out because I got stuff to do before a deadline that I've given myself. So
Yeah, fuck that.
yeah, and it's a shame because I probably missed out on some good shows, like
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, David hasn't got that problem. I do all the donkey work
I
now.
go to all the shows.
He goes to all the shows and I do all the work.
it's like a few people have asked me, "Oh, would you ever want to co-host?" Excuse me. And yeah, I would see the benefit of having one, but I just like I wouldn't know how to share the work like in an equally fair way that keeps everyone happy.
Yeah.
Because it's like being in a band to some degree, like the band, like the Phil Campbell band. We've kind of all got little jobs that we all kind of do, and like sometimes someone's flat out and someone else isn't doing as much and stuff like that. And it can be like I think it's quite fair the way we do it. But yeah, when it's just 2 of you, and then when it got to this, if it ever gets to the stage where I can earn a couple of quid from it, it's like, well, how do you divide that? Well, hopefully you'd find a way to divide it equally, but make sure everyone's happy. Because you don't want somebody to go, well, I do more work than him, and he gets the same money as me, and all that. So I'm like, at the moment, I'd rather just stick to a one man show and do everything myself. And I guess maybe if it ever, wishful thinking, if it ever gets to a stage.
Yeah. No, we don't have to worry about that. We don't make anything, so.
No, like I do. The only thing I do, I got a Patreon page, which you probably heard me blabber on about on social media, and I do. I get a couple of quid off that, but like I don't get anything from like ads or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or sponsors or anything like that. I haven't got anything like that.
Yeah,
but
that's quite surprising, really, since you're in quite a big band,
Well, it's hard, I've looked into what kind of numbers these companies are expecting to be able to sponsor a show.
Yeah.
And it's a lot higher than you would initially think. And I'm like, well, I'm not really there yet,
Yeah.
I know some of my YouTube videos have got, a couple of thousand or whatever, but most of them haven't. So for them to like sponsor every episode is like a bit of a gamble.
Yeah. And we're nowhere near fucking anywhere near. I just sent a thing to Monster and they told me to fuck off.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well,
politely, yeah.
like with mine, I guess I've got a bit of a niche. I've got a niche, like aiming at drummers and stuff. And like I think that I might be able to tempt a few with the smaller like drum brands or drum accessory brands that maybe don't have much of a, well, I don't know. Maybe they're not that well known yet, and they
Yeah.
might benefit from 200 listeners or 300 listeners
Yeah.
a month or whatever. You know, that might give them a lot more recognition, and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they would be willing. But at the moment, I might look into it next year and see if there's
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
interested. You know,
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I
I'm
get-
sure you could get something together, you know.
yeah, you know, anything helps. Like, just to,
Who's managing your band then?
we do it ourselves.
Oh, you do it yourselves, do you?
Yeah, at the moment.
Oh,
Which
right, okay.
again, that's why certain members have a lot of work. Yeah, we all pitch in, and it's like, no, to be honest, no one's ever come up to us and said, "I've heard you haven't got a manager. I'd love to manage your band. Let's talk." No one's really officially done that,
Okay.
but we've never really gone, "We're looking for management,"
Yeah, yeah.
and we've been able to kind of do it ourselves. I'm sure there's a few people out there that could maybe open a few extra doors for us. But you know, at the moment we've been around for a few years, and you know, we've done a few tours, and we're able to do things ourselves. You know, I guess we've all come from like DIY bands anyway.
Yeah.
As you know, with the Straight Lines, and all my brothers have been in bands. And then Neil, who's the singer, was really DIY. He was super DIY with a lot of his bands, like releasing his own records and stuff like that. Like, at least we have got a record label,
Yeah, yeah.
which kind of, that's one thing I haven't got a lot of experience with, like, releasing records and stuff. I've done little bits with Straight Lines and EPs and things like that. But yeah, but you know, if anyone's listening, you know, if you think you can take us to the next level, give us a shout, and maybe we can chuck you 20% or whatever the deal is. And that's the issue, because we're all trying our best to kind of live off it. We're not at that level of band where, you know, we're not raking it in. We can try and scrape by a little bit and call ourselves professional to some degree. Obviously, COVID's messed all that up now, so we kind of need to get back gigging and get the ball rolling again, and hopefully we can kind of do that. So for someone to take 20% of our profit or whatever, it's quite a
Don't
big
go
chunk,
offering
you know.
anyone fucking 20%, mate.
But I think that's standard, isn't it?
No, fuck that.
Isn't it?
No, if they want to manage you, they can come in and they can put their own fee on top of what you earn.
Yeah, I mean,
So they don't take it off you, you know. They take it off where they're making, they can make you money. Then they've got to make that money for themselves.
Yeah, well, like, you know, whatever the deal is, you know, there's certain people that have done it different ways. I've heard so many different stories I've heard people that take 25% of gross, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I know,
But
yeah.
people have signed up to that, you know. I wouldn't sign up to that myself, but
No.
absolutely insane. But anyway, it looks like, yeah, I don't know whether a manager would help with that kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I could approach the companies that I'm endorsed by and that, but they're all pretty big companies, see. So I think it's just, I just haven't bothered. I've never bothered asking. Yeah, you know, I guess the drumsticks I use, which are amazing. They're not the biggest company in the world. That maybe they might consider it. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're probably not.
I don't know
listening
what drums you use.
I use Sona drums, so they're a really big company.
Yeah.
I use Peisty cymbals, they're a really big company. Remo drum heads, which are probably the biggest drum head company.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, they're not really gonna be interested in sponsoring a show like mine.
Why?
Because, they don't
You
need. They
never
don't need
know
to.
unless you ask.
But anyone who's a drummer already knows what those brands are.
Yeah, but
what I mean?
you were already endorsed by these companies, aren't you?
Yeah, well, when I say endorsed, I buy things off them cheaper than retail. You know, I don't get anything for free. I wish I did, but I'm not that big yet. Well,
No, I don't know. Your old man's pretty fucking successful.
yeah, he gets free stuff, but I don't. He's had free stuff for years. That's the gutting thing, because my brothers play guitars and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've always had like free stuff, guitar stuff through my dad, and then because I'm a drummer, I don't really get like I used to get the odd Mickey D's drumsticks and stuff like that, and he gave me a few hand-me-down cymbals that he used on tour, which is awesome. But in terms of like, I can get a load of free stuff. Here you go, Dane.
Yeah.
Like, none of it's really been relevant to what I've done. Like, I dabble in guitar. Like, I got guitars, but I bought all them. They're all... Saying that, tell a lie. That was my dad's, this acoustic guitar. He had two of them. So I said, can I have one? And he goes, yeah, I don't see why not. I'm not using it. So So that was actually a free acoustic guitar, which is amazing. But yeah, generally I don't get anything free.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking pants, isn't it? But
Well, one, I guess I've been offered.
Sometimes it's funny how it works. I mean, I had a small band and we got endorsed by Blackstar, but we still had to pay for the fucking amp.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, that's the kind of deal I've got. Like, I'm technically an artist. I get but I'm probably on like the lower tier.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm on the website or whatever, and I get an artist discount.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you get.
But yeah, I'm not knocking it. It's great,
Yeah.
The gear's so expensive, so if I had to
but
buy
maybe
everything
they
from
can
the
give you
shop.
like a referral code or something, like.
Yeah.
Have you seen the way they do it in America? I don't know if they do it in the UK, actually. In America, they do all these referral codes.
It always seems to be referral codes, and you go on their website and use like drum for the song
Dane
or whatever.
21, and you get 25% off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I think
25% goes to you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's. I don't think you get the whole 20%. I think I've read. Well, I looked into this, and I thought you must get like a what do you call it? Like a commission from the sale. But someone told me it's just so the company can track how well their advert is doing.
Okay.
That's what I've been told. But I don't know if that's true. And then so they pay for the ad. So the whoever's podcast it is gets X amount of money.
Yeah.
Whatever the agreement is.
Yeah.
And then the discount code is to literally track like if the advert's working for the company.
Oh, right, okay.
Because if no one's using the discount code, it means they're not getting any sales out with the advert,
with the ad,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told, but like I'm no expert.
I don't know.
I've researched a bit into it, and then I discovered, my podcast is nowhere near big enough to even start approaching anyone. So let's just put it on the back burner.
That seems a bit of a weird way of doing it. And the way I think the way I mentioned it would be better, but
I first assumed it was that as well. Like you get a commission from every sale that's got your name on it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you could wrangle up a deal like that. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're good.
Nah, fuck that. We just want them to give us $100,000 a year.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that? The dream.
Oh, we'll do a Rogan and get $1 million to go on Spotify. Well, we're already on Spotify, but
yeah,
he got 100 million, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's exclusive, isn't he? Now he's exclusive on Spotify.
Yeah.
So he's nowhere else. You can only listen to that on Spotify, and that's the deal.
Yeah. Well, there's still some stuff on YouTube, isn't there? But,
is there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's interesting.
But probably stuff gets leaked or whatever, because they do video on Spotify as well now, don't they?
Well, yeah, that's what. When I started watching Rogan on Spotify, I was like, why is it video and why is it zapping all my data? And then
yeah.
But it's pretty cool. I don't know how I'd get my video on Spotify. No idea. Maybe
No,
it's not possible.
No, I don't know that either. I have to look into that actually.
I've never seen the option to come up. It's just audio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Who would you put your thing through? Do you do it through like a streaming service?
I go through Acast. And that's only because, well, at the time when I started it, I asked a few people, like Sean Smith, and you've had him on. That's good. That was a good episode. I had a chat to Morgan, who's his co-host, and I was like, oh, they use Acast. And then this other guy, Matt Stocks. Do you know who he is?
No.
He used to be a Kerrang DJ radio guy, presenter. And he's got a really good podcast called Life in the Stocks. He's got like 200 odd episodes with loads of cool guests. And he used Acast. So I'm like, oh, this must be the one to use then. So I just use that.
You've got to pay Acast though, haven't you?
I pay the free version. So I get, but I was tempted, but I'm like, I think if you, what is it? It's something like 12 quid a month or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you can apply for monetization when you get random adverts. But like, I don't know if I want random adverts coming up on it. And then when I looked into how much you get per play, I'm like, I might still lose money if I try that. Because it's not much. It's not very much per play. I don't know. Maybe I'd look into it again. But you get a few other things like more detailed analytics and stuff like that, apparently. My ring light is playing with me. Sorry, boys. This one there keeps going dim and then bright.
What was it?
I got like a ring
UFO,
light
is
thing.
it?
It's a ring light thing. It looks like a UFO.
Oh.
But I don't know. But anyway, good.
Who
do you use? Sorry, who do you use?
Anchor.
Oh, right. That's the other one everyone says on all the podcast groups. Everyone seems to use Anchor.
Yeah, it's free in it, so.
Yeah. I kind of wish I'd looked into that first, but
Well, I looked into Acast and then I just stumbled across Anchor, and then I thought, oh well, because we were only going to try and do a podcast to start with. So I thought, well, we'll do as much free stuff as we possibly can, you know.
Well, absolutely. There's no point to spending hundreds of pounds. Like, I've already, like, technically, I spent this laptop I've bought, this microphone I never would have bought, this camera I'm using. I had another microphone before, so I've probably spent so much money and earned bugger all, you know.
Yeah, the same as me, really. I mean, my laptop was like fucking 1,200 quid.
Was it? Whoa.
And then my camera was 100 and odd.
Yeah.
And my mic I got cheap, but my mic
what
was
is
like
it?
30 quid.
It sounds good, I must say. It just sounds
my
nice.
mic, it's just a plug-in one. It's from Ava Media.
Sounds nice.
It's going to sound funny now. Ava
sounds
Media,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
I've had some issues with the last couple of episodes, hasn't I, Dave?
Yeah, well, we just had a bit of feedback, didn't you, on it?
Yeah, but it's something all went funny in my Zoom.
Yeah.
It might have been.
It wasn't my mic. It wasn't in my equipment. It was my Zoom program. So
it
started messing around for some reason. I don't know why. But
technology, eh?
Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? So what's happening with Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, mate? You going back on tour? You said.
Yeah, we're on a UK tour now in less than a week from the day we're recording this. So November the 4th, I believe, is the first date in Buckley, which is like, I think it's technically North Wales. It's kind of on the border, North Wales, Liverpool vibe up there somewhere. And yeah, it's going to be, well, hopefully it'll go well and people are going to be well up for it. After, we've done a few shows over the summer, we did a few festivals, we did a few shows on Bank Holiday, which were like last minute headline shows just to kind of do a few shows because everything was so uncertain at the time. We were like, venues are open, but how long are they going to be open for? Is our tour in November going to happen? We don't really know, so let's just do as much as we can. And they were with our mutual friend Andrew, who's singing for us. For anyone who isn't aware of the situation or doesn't know who my band is, we had a full-time singer. It was our mate Neil. Yeah, really good. One of my best mates. And we kind of just parted ways. Professional reasons, I suppose. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that.
Okay.
Nothing dodgy or anything.
Yeah.
And so we asked Andrew, would you be up for kind of doing a few shows with us? He said we can't. This is the show. We don't know how long it'll be for, but he was up for it. So we jammed with him a few times, and we were like, this seems to work. And he learnt the songs really well. And he's, as you know, he's such a nice bloke and really easy to be around, and just really nice guy. And he smashed it. To be fair, every gig he did with us, absolutely smashed. For this tour now, we've done one show. Joel Peters is the guy singing with us on this tour, and he's in a band called the Bootyard Bandits, which I don't know if you've heard them, but they're brilliant. They're technically a cowboy themed kind of rock band.
Okay.
So if you think of, they play a lot of that kind of classic rock festivals around the UK and stuff. I've never actually seen them live, but I've seen lots of videos, and their album's hilarious. So it's kind of like, I don't like using the word comedy, but it's funny,
Parody.
I guess a parody band, but it's done really, really well. There's like banjos on it, and all the songs are about funny things, and there's a bit of swearing going on. But he's the singer in them. And we put a thing out online saying, we're looking for a new singer. Anyone who wants to apply, get in touch. And certain people sent us like examples of them singing. And we made a bit of a short list, and then we asked them, any chance you can send us some videos or recordings of yourself singing our songs.
Yeah.
And he smashed it, to be fair. So we just thought, better come down and have a jam. And this was kind of while we were still gigging at the time, but obviously we had to kind of keep going with what we were doing at the time. And then we just kind of wanted someone that who could do the full tour with us and see how it goes, really. But we did one show in Belgium with him the other day, and it went really well. And fair play, that was quite a big show to have as his first show. Yeah, really good. So hopefully all the fans will, enjoy seeing him. And a lot of people say he looks like the party fits in really well with us. I think I read a comment saying he looks like a long lost cousin of the Campbells.
Okay.
Big beard and all that. And hopefully he'll go well and he'll enjoy himself anyway, and the fans will be up for it.
Did Andy have too many other commitments, or?
It's like, I don't really want to speak for him.
Yeah.
But I know he's got a full-time job and stuff like that. It wasn't really. It didn't really come down to that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It is what it is. I said, we've said to him, you've done a great job, and I think he knew it was only going to be a few shows to start with.
Oh, right, okay.
It was like, could you do some?
Just fill in, like.
Yeah, kind of like that's what we announced him as, like a fill-in guy, and he's our friend. But yeah, he smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
Yeah.
Fair play to him. And I'm looking forward to his newish band Valhalla Awaits.
Yeah.
They're supporting us in Swansea on the last date of the tour, so that'll be really cool. It'd be cool to kind of have him back and catch up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing them because he sent me a few recordings and he's slamming. It's really good.
Yeah.
And Snoz from the
Snoz,
Blackouts, the drummer.
Yeah.
I don't actually know the other guys personally, but I know Snoz fairly well, and he's a legend as well. I want to get him on my podcast at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come on.
Yeah. Well,
I was thinking about getting him on with us actually as well.
Yeah,
so.
do it. Yeah. More the merrier.
Yeah.
It all helps plug the band, doesn't it? And
because we've got to get Andy back on anyway, and we'll probably, because we said, didn't we, Dave? We'd try and get the rest of the band on with him. So
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Last time we spoke with him, but
cool.
Yeah, we'll have a look. So, how old were you when you started playing drums?
I think I was like 6 or something like that, which is pretty young. But it was very casual to start. It wasn't like I'm a 6-year-old going to drum lessons, practicing my kit all the time. It was kind of, I was exposed to it at 6, I suppose. My dad plays a bit of drums. My dad's first instrument was drums. Technically, well, his first band that he was ever in, he played drums in. Put it this way. So he kind of showed me the basics. We had an acoustic kit in our garage at the time, and I used to jam them with my older brother Todd, who plays guitar in the band, and then we used to kind of jam together. Like my dad would play bass or whatever, I'd drum, and then we used to get a lot of complaints from the neighbours and that.
Yeah.
And then we had the sound police. What do you call them? Like I don't know, whoever came and did these sound readings from the bottom of the driveway.
Like the local council.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, it's too loud. You can only do it for like an hour a day before a certain time. And it was just like, then. But then it wasn't long after that then, luckily my dad got us an electric kit. So we could, and I think that's when I kind of used to come home from school and practice for a couple of hours. When I say practice, I was probably playing along to Blink-182 albums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
which is very, good practice.
That's how most people learn it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I didn't have lessons or anything. That's what I mean. Anyway, I didn't have a teacher at that point, and I do wish I did. I think I would have learned a lot more useful things that people do learn that I still don't really know very well now, which is strange. And just technique and things like that. And I probably got a lot of bad habits that if you had a teacher, they probably wouldn't have allowed you to have those habits, or they would have like knocked them out of you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's, I guess I've been, technically been playing since then. And back then, my old man, he also used to have like a pub covers band when he was home from tour with Motorhead with a few of his mates around the valleys and stuff. And I'd go up and play drums for a song sometimes. So there's footage of me somewhere.
Okay.
Well, maybe not online to be fair, but there's like VHS videos of me playing drums with my dad's pub band and stuff.
Yeah.
And I made that a regular thing. So that's, I guess I was used to performing in front of people at quite a young age as well, which is fairly unique, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I loved it. And I just wish I'd practiced more and had a teacher, because I'd be a much better player now.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you did your dad encourage you, like?
Well, I think he obviously gave us the opportunity. Yeah. I don't think he was like, "Come on, boys, I want you to play drums and guitar." He wasn't like that, but we obviously had like an interest in it, being like listening to like, you know, we grew up listening to Motorhead. How many kids grew up listening to Motorhead? Not that many. And like we were listening to. Did you? Oh, yeah, well, that's cool.
I was
a
kid.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Motorhead, and we were listening to. I just remember we used to listen to like Joe Satriani and Steve Vai, all these like guitar players when we were like really young, watching videos of them, and it was just like all that was really inspiring, I guess, and made us want to play ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was just natural. It wasn't. I don't think he definitely didn't force us into doing anything. I guess he saw that he may have had some form of like natural kind of talent. I don't like using that word, but there's a lot more talented people than me out there. But you know, we picked it up fairly quickly at the start. You know.
Yeah, well, you would if you were only 6. I mean, kids pick things up really quickly, don't they?
Yeah, I was talking about that today. I was jamming with a covers project that I'm starting. We're playing all like the music of Dave Grohl.
Okay, yeah.
Which is quite cool. And then we were saying, you learn a song now, and if you don't play it for another week, by the following week, it's just
you forget
remove yourself. It's remove yourself from your brain. But when you were kids, you just stay in there forever, and
that's
we could
you're empty-headed.
Yeah, but like we were saying, like all the songs that we learnt when we were teenagers and stuff. Like he was playing some Incubus song that he learnt when he was 15 that he hasn't played since then, and he just knew it off by heart, and he just played that, and I was like, yeah, that's how I feel. All the music from that era, I never play guitar, but I could, if I picked up a guitar now, I'd play a few riffs that I learnt when I was 13 or whatever.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Yeah,
that's the first thing that would come to mind, and I'll never not know how to play those. Yeah. But if I try and learn something new tomorrow,
it takes fucking forever. I know.
Even if I can like learn it off a video, which is, you know, there's more things like that now than ever before to help you learn things. But like I'm not really into books and tabs and stuff. I've always struggled with all that stuff, and drum notation, not very good at that. So I don't mind admitting that. But like listening and watching, that's how I learn. But still, retaining it now is hard.
yeah. And it is. I mean, I learned to play some riffs when I was like 14, 15. As David knows, I had an electric guitar in my bedroom with a big fucking fuck-off Marshall stack. And I only learned to play a few riffs, but I never played guitar for like 30 years or something. But I could still play them couple of riffs. Yeah. But try to learn new ones, I just can't do it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It's a nightmare. I mean, your head fills up with so much crap.
Well,
there's no room for anything else, you know.
Yeah. I think adult stress crap that you obviously didn't have to deal with when you were a kid.
Yeah, when you're a kid, And you haven't got a care in the world to do when you're a kid, you know.
No,
you don't have to worry about paying the bills or making your bed or putting
doing
dinner
your own
on the
work.
table.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that helps. And like that's why I really regret. Like I did play music a lot. I just wish I'd played the drums more, because I think I've mentioned this before. When I think I was like 4, maybe 15, I kind of concentrated more on the bass guitar. Okay. I was still playing drums in a band, but I was kind of playing bass, and I did have lessons on bass, which I'm glad I did play the bass, because I think it's helped me be a better musician in general, but I'd neglected the drums a bit. And if I'd spent all that time getting drum lessons or whatever, or just practicing things, I think that's the kind of era when I would have learnt loads more.
Yeah.
And then I went to uni and all that, and then you're grown up and you're working, and I've just been working. And it's only luckily the last few years prior COVID, I technically been able to call myself a professional musician, but that's only because I'm in a band with my dad, and my dad's famous, so we've had a bit of a head start. So I admit that. Yeah. I'm not saying we're not a shit band, but we've had a good head start over other new bands, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were able to well, we had a bit of an audience. It's still hard though to kind of grind. We're still grinding at growing. It's quite a slow. We found it very difficult to, we're still playing clubs and stuff, and some bands, they go on one support tour and then you see them headline arenas next, and we're nowhere near that kind of level, obviously. But it is a hard grind, and it's not as easy as you think. And despite my dad being who he is, like we even get access, like I don't, but like the Motorhead Facebook page sometimes posts about our tour. They got like 3 million likes or whatever, and like it doesn't really benefit us in that much way. They post a picture of Lemmy and it'll get like 10,000 comments, and then it's like, oh, this is Phil Campbell's tour next month, blah blah, and it's like 10 likes. No comments.
Yeah,
and it's just it's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Don't translate to it.
Yeah, it's all about algorithms and stuff, which is what I'm trying my best to learn about, but it's still
I try to learn all that, and I give up after like 10 minutes because I'm just sat there scratching my head. And it's
with regards to the podcast, I've got to the stage realizing Facebook doesn't want to help your podcast, or you're sending people away from Facebook at the end of the day. If you're putting a link up, they don't want people to click off Facebook. They want people to keep strolling on Facebook. Yeah. So anything that's taking them somewhere else, unless you're paying Facebook to do it, which I don't know if you've experimented doing that, but it doesn't work very well. It might be worth it if you've got a big guest coming up or whatever. I don't know. But that doesn't translate into money to you. So why would you spend, if you wanted to do a Facebook ad for 50 quid or something, you can do them for a fiver if you want, 10 quid, whatever you want. It might translate into a few views, but it's impossible for you to kind of figure that out, whether that's worth your while.
Yeah.
If you wanted to spend that money. And like I've tried it a few times and I haven't bothered since. I'm just waiting to do it organically, and no one seems to bloody care. There's the same 10 people occasionally interact with me, which is nice. I'm really grateful for those people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, you think, I'll post it at the best time of day. And it just like flops on his arse normally.
Yeah, I know the feeling. And you talking about people cancelling on you as well for your podcast.
Ooh.
I guess it's happening, doesn't it? It's like, oh fucking hell, somebody's cancelled, and
yeah, well, like
it sort of takes the steam out of you a bit.
It's annoying because you've built up, or like, I don't know how you guys feel, probably not with me, but if you've got someone who you think is quite famous or whatever, which I know you've had some big names on yours, you kind of like plan everything around it. You do all this preparation, you get everything ready, and then like, I don't know. Once I had an email about a half hour before. It was like, oh, sorry, can we reschedule? Something's come up. And I'm like, oh. And then that happened to be a person who was in America, so there's a time difference to deal with, and it makes it really hard to reschedule. So that's not why, but it kind of made me realize, well, I was hoping to release this next week, and I obviously can't do it now because we haven't even recorded it yet. So I try and keep a few on the back burner for like emergencies, but then I also don't want to release things too late, because if we were talking about stuff that was current at the time, like if you release it 4 months later, it's just like some of it is a bit irrelevant.
Yeah.
To some degree, and
I don't know. Done a few of them.
Like I got because I've made this decision now. I'm gonna have to like release one guy in January that I recorded in September, just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do a load of them before this tour, and I just haven't got enough really. And it's just the time to edit them to a standard that I want. I don't want to just like shit them out. I want to make them at least sound as good as I'm not a sound engineer or audio engineer. I try and learn a bit, but I've had to deal with. Difficult. It's difficult. Like we've got quite a clean signal here, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I did one the other day, and it was awkward because I didn't want to say anything, and I just had to roll with it. But the Wi-Fi was awful at his end. The actual sound, I don't know what the microphone that was being used was. Probably an internal one, but it was like the worst I've ever heard. But it was such a great interview, and it just sounds like shit. And I've had to try and clean it up as best as possible. I really hope it is audible enough for people to enjoy it. But there's only so much you can do if you're if you're starting with something crap.
Yeah. Do you record everything in Zoom then?
I do, and yeah, I do. But then I kind of tinker with the audio afterwards.
Do you record everyone's voice separate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started doing that now as well because I've had a few
absolutely, I always do that.
Flops, and I didn't know, and now I've just found a thing on there where I can record everybody's voice separately, and now it makes life a little bit easier.
Oh, definitely. I guess if someone's signal is a bit low, or too loud, or whatever, you can at least play with that on his own instead of messing with the others. But yeah, there's apparently lots of other specific apps made for podcasting which are apparently better, but I just haven't really had the balls to kind of try one because I'm so used to Zoom now. I guess I've done like 30 odd episodes. I'm like, do I really want to change it? I know how the files look. I know what they're compatible with, and I kind of know.
You end up recording a good show, and then you might, it might not work or something like that. Yeah, it is hard.
And I think another way of making a cleaner episode, which I've never done, is asking like the guests to record it at their end.
Okay.
Because it's like, I could have maybe suggested it for you guys, because I could hit record now myself.
Yeah.
And then it would record my vocal nice and cleanly.
Okay.
And
would it be better my end though?
Your end would be the same, but then I could send you my version of the vocal.
Ah, right, okay.
So you'd probably get a nice cleaner vocal of my voice than the one you'd get from Zoom, especially if like the Wi-Fi breaks up or whatever, which it does sometimes, doesn't it? And you get that weird stuttering stuff. It would eliminate that, because if I recorded my voice, even if it stuttered your end, I send you my audio and then you have a nice clean uninterrupted audio.
Oh, right, okay.
But I just certain guests, I'm like, I wouldn't really want to ask them.
I was going to say
this and then send me a 2-hour audio file later on Dropbox or whatever. It's a bit much to ask, isn't it? But I think a lot of people do that, from what I've read. Okay. But it's just like I can't really expect Mickey D to do that or whatever. Like.
Well, I don't know. I just sent the agent for. We just recorded an episode with what's his face, Doug Aldrich, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I sent his agent the thing saying, "Oh, send this file to him, please, so he can share it his end."
Oh well, that's fair enough, and it's always worth trying.
He did share it, but
didn't he? It makes a huge difference, doesn't it, when your guest actually, even if it's just one post, that's all you want, just something that their audience might see, and then might find your show, even if they listen to that one episode. At least that's one download for you. They might automatically go, oh, what else I like those guys.
Well, that's it, innit? What else have they got? Yeah,
I like those guys. They were quite funny, and what else have they got? And that's how it grows. And yeah, I've had some guests who've been amazing. Some guests just haven't really done much their end, but I'm grateful for them to do it in the first place. And it was a bit of sometimes it's a bit of a shame, because I know their audience might be more suited to kind of finding a podcast like mine, like drum related or whatever. So you get like drummers, and then you get band drummers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of drummers that have a big following in the drum world.
Yeah.
And they get exposed a lot in the drum industry, I suppose. And I think I haven't done many drummers in that world yet.
Okay.
Maybe I do need to explore that world a little bit more to potentially gain more of a drum audience.
You should do a couple of death metal drummers, because fucking hell, mate. Well, those death metal drummers are fucking huge.
A lot of them are, and it's just a genre I don't know much about. You see, so and that's the other thing. It's kind of I've tried to keep within my knowledge, and with it, like I just feel like if I interview someone I don't know anything about his band, even though I do a bit of research, I'll feel like a bit of a fraud,
Nah, we don't know anything about any of our guests.
Well, it's hard.
Don't believe him. Look at that. That's my book full of notes. That is.
That's impressive. But you can research and that. But at some point I will start. I guess doing bands. And if they're popular, there's obviously an audience for them.
Yeah.
But then I'll just have to.
I'll send you some links.
Yeah.
Because I work with a guy who's in a death metal band, and he's always showing me drummers and guitarists, and so when he shows me some next time, I'll send you some links.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's all
Because
good.
these guys are fucking mental. I mean, he's like, well, look at this guy. He showed me a guy today. I can't remember his name. He's the fastest drummer in the world. You know, he's got like 2 double bass drums with quadruple pedals on it or whatever it is. And fucking, you know, he's like, it's like, holy shit.
It's impressive,
and their
isn't
kits
it?
are huge.
Yeah, I'm not really into that, but I understand to play certain genres, it's kind of expected for you to have a big kit. Like, I got a tiny kit compared to like other bands I play with, but it's just that's what I'm used to. I play the same setup as I did in Straight Lines. Yeah. Technically, but for when I was in Straight Lines, my kit was quite big because I had 2 floor toms, and I was like, for the kind of gigs we played, I was like, you know, why you got fucking 2 fucking floor toms for? Playing little stages that we did and stuff. But now, like I play metal festivals, and they've got about 10 toms, and I rock up in my rack tom and 2 floor toms and my 4 cymbals.
Yeah.
And it just looks puny, but it's just that's what I'm comfortable playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, there's some amazing drummers out there, and I got a nice short list of people I want to approach at some point. You know, a lot of them. Again, the other benefit I've got with the show is that, like, my old man's got quite a few contacts, which help. It's helped me got a few of the guests I've had, but a lot of them I kind of just approach myself, and I've been. Sometimes I don't get a reply at all. Sometimes they reply, and I just kind of introduce myself that way. And I'd like to be a bit more self-sufficient and not rely on my dad's phone book as much as possible. Like, but it's obviously a good head start. And
we'll just send it over. We'll use it.
That's right.
I haven't got access to it. He's got like code. No, he's got like code names for all different people on there. He hasn't got like real names because he's worried if someone finds his phone one day.
Yeah.
You got to think this is, it went in mobile phones. It's probably 20 odd years worth of famous people in the rock world and beyond.
Yeah.
And I guess he's kept the details, so he has like fake names for lots of people, but he knows where they are.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny.
Talking about Straight Lines, then what's happening with them?
We're getting Facebook hacked.
Yeah, what's that about?
Dude, unfortunately, I think we've had to give up on it now, which is a massive shame. It was a few months ago. Like, we've been fairly inactive the last couple of years, right? Early last year, we self-released. It was a compilation of an EP that we only released digitally, and then we added a load of B-sides and rarities to it and made a CD, right?
Oh, right, okay.
So it's called, what is it called?
Reflect and Move On.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Reflect and Move On. So we self-released that, printed like 100 copies. And that's the kind of last thing we ever really posted about. And I sold all them. Nothing else to post about, really, COVID. And then, like, we noticed there was a lot of new people liking the page. And more often than not, tend to kind of have like an Asian sounding name. So like, that's a bit weird. So maybe one of our songs is like
Big
blowing
Asia.
up. Yeah, or something. That's what I thought. Maybe, you know, you never know with YouTube and stuff. Someone can discover something. And then all of a sudden, then I had an email. You have lost control of Straight Lines or whatever. And we were like, fuck, what's happened? And then I don't know if it was straight away. I think it was a couple of weeks later. They started uploading like game streaming videos from there.
Okay.
And it was just like nonsense. It was like I don't understand. Number one, I don't understand why our page was chosen for them to hack. I have no idea how they actually got in. I think Tom is a singer, thinks his page, his Facebook account might have got cloned or something weird like that. We're not really sure how they got access, but something, because he lost access to his solo music page around the same time.
Okay.
So he suggests it was his account that maybe got hacked anyway. But yeah, and like, they haven't changed the name, they haven't changed the description, they haven't changed the picture. So it's still a picture of us on there, but they just like posted bollocks about. Sometimes it's like some game, someone streaming a game. Sometimes it's some movie clip. But what they've done, they've gone from, I think we had about 8,000 likes on there. Yeah. Now there's 250,000 likes on there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wherever they've done, they've plowed. They're obviously trying to build something, but I don't know what they're selling or what they're trying to sell to make money. I don't really understand why.
Yeah.
And, a few people said, you've got to click this link and then you can write to Facebook. And I tried all this stuff, and everything I tried, like if I got a reply, it was like, oh, this isn't the right thing to click, go here. And then it just sent me in circles. No one could help me. And a friend of ours contacted us, I guess a month or so ago, saying, I've got a friend who works for Facebook. Maybe he can help out. Can you give me some details or whatever? And luckily I had a few screenshots of like what had happened and stuff like that. And I guess that I had to prove that it was our page originally and stuff.
Yeah,
I was, that's a bloody picture of me on the bloody picture, and look up the band is me, and stuff like that. And it didn't, it wasn't that hard. And he got us back in, basically. He made me an admin again.
Yeah.
Deleted all the other. It was like 10 different admin, all Asian names, I guess. I don't know if it was like some business. I don't really understand. Got us in. So we were like, oh, yes, amazing. So I deleted all their posts. There was probably about 50 different bullshit posts. And then I kind of pulling up a picture of us saying, oh, just so you know, we've got our page back. Yeah. And then an hour later, we were blocked out again.
No way.
Yeah. Blocked out again. And then, like, it was weird. So we were going through our friend who was talking to his mate who works for Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a long-winded kind of series of messages going back and forth. So it was very slow. And I think they were like, right, these guys are obviously cleverer than us then.
Yeah.
How can they get back in if they're not admin or whatever? Unless they've got someone who's working at Facebook in Asia for them, who's kind of getting them back in. I don't know. So we kind of lost a bit of hope. We kind of gave up on it for a while. And then all of a sudden, like a week ago, I had a notification saying I was back in. I was like, oh, amazing. So I won't post anything. I'll delete their posts, and I won't post anything. See what happens, and then I just because. And the other thing, there was some weird business. If you go in the ad, like you on your Facebook page, you can see the different people who were like admins and stuff and jobs of your page, and there was some like business manager, and they wouldn't let me delete whoever this business manager was. And I said, oh, is there any chance Facebook can get rid of this business manager? Because obviously this person is what's controlling it.
Yeah.
And they're the ones kicking us out or whatever. And I think they looked into it, or said it was a weekend. And they said, oh, they look into it Monday. And I was like, oh, typical. But by Sunday afternoon, I'd been kicked out again. So I think we've just lost hope on it. So whether we'll create a new one.
Yeah.
Start from scratch, but like we're not really doing much because like we're busy with the bastards and Tom. So Tom Jenkins is a singer, and he's released a solo album, a solo EP, and he's got a new EP out today, and he's got an album coming out now at the end of November, I believe, which I'm playing on a few tracks, which is cool. So he's kind of busy doing that. He also like runs a farm. He was brought up on a farm, and now like his parents are getting on a bit, and so he's kind of in charge of everything. So he works his arse off. Fair play to him. Like he hasn't got that much time anymore. But like I personally love to do more stuff and do a little tour and all that. But it's so hard because we don't want to go out and play to nobody.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we booked our own little tour and we played a few small venues. It was all right, but it was we not making any money, and now we're all grown ups. It's kind of like it's difficult to kind of justify. Oh, let's go on tour for a week. We'll all have to take time off work.
Yeah,
we'll probably lose money doing it.
Yeah,
playing, and we might play to 100 people in total across the week or whatever. I'm not that far off those numbers.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to justify. And there's obviously some people who still like the music, who still listen to us from back then. What we could do with, if we had like a nice support tour, then we'd probably do it. But music's moved on a little bit. All the kind of bands, not all of them, but like a lot of the bands we were associated with back then either don't exist anymore, or they do, doing other things or whatever, or they don't do much themselves. And like there's some dream tours that would exist for us, but it's just not as easy as that to get on them.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have a booking agent anymore. We kind of went fairly DIY towards the end, And
It seems to be the story of your life, mate.
going DIY
Fucking
because
DIY.
then dropped by everyone. No, we had a manager and we had a good record label. And to be honest, I think it was our second album, Freaks Like Us, had the best push. I don't know if you remember that album. That had the song "Commitments" on, which I think when you said you.
Yeah, I texted you about it, didn't I?
Yeah, so that that's one of my favorite albums. I'm really proud of it. And we had a good push for that. We toured. We played with the presidents of the USA.
Yeah.
We had a tour with them, which was a bit weird, but it was cool.
Yeah.
What else did we do? And then we did a European tour supporting a band called Sonic Boom 6. Do you know that band?
Yeah, I heard of them, yeah.
Brilliant band, actually. And we thought it was our second European tour. We did a few shows with presidents, but it was mainly UK, and it was like we did what's the famous one in Amsterdam? Paradiso.
Yeah.
We did that, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But then let's go on tour with Sonic Boom 6. This is what more like kind of punk tour would be, and like we didn't play to many people. We lost a couple of £1,000 doing it, and we were like, fuck, is this what it's going to be like now? And at the time we were kind of all like working part-time, and we really wanted the band to get to that level where a lot of our friends' bands at the time were doing really well, like the Blackout, Kids in Glass Houses, and Funeral of a Friend and all that. We kind of like wanted to get up to their level, but like we weren't anywhere near that. We worked hard, but we didn't really get all the tours that we would have liked and stuff like that. I think that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Those bands all took us on tour, or at least gave us the odd show with them, which they really helped. They were really good bands for helping other Welsh bands, which I don't think seems to exist nowadays as much. I don't know. I
thought it was starting to kick back
maybe,
off.
I think
with those
maybe
Crows and
nowadays, saying like maybe the last year, I think it is kicking off a bit now, and like we're taking Florence Black out with us now on our tour. They're doing a few of the dates, which is cool, helping out another Welsh band. So we're trying to give back a little bit. But yeah, with the Straight Lines then, and then our guitarist James kind of decided like, I want to get a job.
Yeah.
We were coming up to our like mid-20s, and we was like, "You doing some money, boys?" And so we kind of like left. So that was the big turning point in terms of realizing, are we really gonna be able to keep this going?
Well, the thing is that Straight Lines was what 2011, 2012.
That was the two albums that came out were around that
era.
Yeah. So it was a long time ago.
Well, that was really when Welsh music had the fucking rug pulled out from under his feet, wasn't it, with the Lost Prophets scandal?
Yeah, I don't think that helped. That's a good point.
But it didn't help at all. We spoke to Sean about it, and Sean is adamant that it just fucking ruined the South Wales music scene.
Yeah, I think
for a few years,
I think it definitely branded all Welsh bands or South Wales bands.
Yeah, well, the thing was, most of you bands, you're all mates.
Yeah, that's what it seriously was. Pretty like me and Sean are not like best mates or anything, but like we'd see each other out and about, and we did a few shows with them and stuff. But like I was really friendly with a lot of the Kids in Glass Houses boys.
Yeah,
went on holiday with Joel and Shay. We got matching tattoos and everything. We were like we were really good mates back then. But yeah, I didn't know anyone from Prophets, unfortunately. Well, depends how you look at it.
well, there's only the one cunt you did.
But yeah, it's only the one. Exactly, it's only the one prick. And but yeah, I think that definitely. I don't know if realistically promoters were like, "Oh, I'm not booking Welsh bands anymore" because of that. They're all buddy mates. They all knew about it. And no one knew about it. But yeah, I don't think it helped. And then those bands obviously packed it in, the Blackout, Kids in Glass Houses, around that time, and they were kind of the bands that they'd kind of hit the level.
Yeah.
And I think they felt they got to a stage where, like, I don't want to speak for them, obviously. I think, can we get bigger than we are now, or and then I don't know if there was management involved that kind of screwed them over or something. I don't know. I don't know. But nothing to do with me.
I know Sean's pretty adamant that the scene sort of fell flat on his face due to the Lost Prophets thing, like.
Yeah, and what didn't help, there wasn't many other well, I'm not saying there weren't any bands, but there didn't seem to be any up and coming bands on the way up, like to kind of keep it alive.
Yeah. They all seem to peak at the same time, really, didn't they?
Yeah, our peak was like there.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of what we did. I really enjoy it, and I love like the music we made, and like in terms of all the music I've put out in my life, like those 2 albums and the EP, like are my favorite stuff in terms of like my musical taste, and it's a reflection of like as songwriters, the few of us who were involved. Yeah. Like that was. Like I'm really proud of that, and I think it was influenced by all this different stuff we were influenced by, and just kind of had and I just love it, and every time I stick it on I'm like, oh man, we were pretty good. It's a shame we didn't do a bit more, and no, we were lucky. We played Download Festival, we played that Sonosphere Festival, we did a few good things, and we never played Reading and Leeds. That's the one festival we really would have loved to have done, and we never got to do it, and I've never done it since, so I don't think it'd ever happen now with the Bastards. I don't think it's the right kind of vibe for us, but it's one thing I would like to tick the box. Play Reading.
I don't know, you never know, never say never, innit?
No, I never say never, but
you know. Unlike Kids in Glass House, I messaged Ali today, but I didn't get anything back off him.
I know.
I want to try and get him on, but
he'd be really good. He's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for food. He's very smart. He is very smart. But he's very talented.
Is he living in London now?
I don't know, to be honest.
So.
Ali haven't spoken to me for a while, to be fair. But yeah, I think he's doing he was working for Kerrang the last I read, or something like that. He was doing the graphic design or art for Kerrang magazine, which is pretty cool. But fair play to him. But yeah, music-wise, it's a shame. He's so bloody talented, that guy. I'd love for him to come up with some new musical project, and I think a lot of other people would as well. Yeah. But I think I'm sure there's an audience there for him if he ever wanted to do something.
Yeah.
But
they were great, weren't they?
Very talented.
Smart Casual was a brilliant album.
Oh yeah, everything they did was unbelievable, and they were such a good live band as well. And I think looking back at that era, they had such a unique sound. And I think I just don't like they just did their thing, and I think a lot of bands tried to kind of copy them after, but they did that first, that kind of thing, and it was so good. The songwriting was so good, and you know, just the vibe they had, and the style of the visual, how they looked, it was kind of cool. Yeah, very cool. Like maybe arguably dated now, but yeah, they were one of the best bands, I think, to come from South Wales. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they were brilliant. I really liked them.
Yeah, I think
Smart Casual was just a brilliant album.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, a lot of it probably to do with like the producers they used, and like I know Ramesh worked with them.
Yeah, Ramesh made their first EP, and
it was cool to see them. Because I don't know if you know, before Straight Lines, I was in a band called Said Mike. And it was practically the same band. But then it was me and Tom. We were in a band called Said Mike. We'd written our album to record as Said Mike, which was the Persistence in This Game album, which is the first Straight Line album. And then the two of the boys who were our best friends just kind of decided to leave and get jobs and stuff. So we were like, right, well, we've just got 12 songs here. We were due to go to record in the studio with my brother Todd, who kind of still records bands to this day. We're like, well, should we just record them anyway and just figure something out? And then we ended up kind of like, I say it technically was a name change, I guess. But like we thought, let's go out as a new band, you know, it's half the members are left. And that became a Straight Lines album then. But even, so like Said Mike, we were like playing shows with Kids in Glass Houses and stuff like that. So we saw them rise from playing Maesteg Rugby Club and places like that to playing, you know, I seen them at main stage at festivals and stuff like that. I think I seen them play Reading and stuff like that. And it was cool. I saw the whole growth of the band whilst kind of maintaining, you know, a friendship to some degree. Yeah. I do need to kind of chase up some of the boys. I think a lot of them having children and everyone moves away from each other. You know how it. You know what it
Yeah,
is.
that's the trouble.
But yeah, I'd love to
Everybody
catch up.
grows
with some,
up, essentially.
Yeah, no one really goes out drinking anymore like
Yeah,
they all
yeah,
used to do. You used to see it. If they weren't gigging, they'd be like out in the bars in Cardiff when I was that age, and I was doing the same thing. It was a social thing. You see each other all the bloody time, or you'd go to someone else's gig, and it was just part of that scene. And I guess I'd say it was a big part of my life at the time. But then as soon as you kind of start working yourself, it's kind of like, oh, you kind of can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Can't
Well, yeah, you settle down, you have kids, and
yeah.
It changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it?
Of course,
of your life, really.
Yeah, exactly. But
I
yeah,
don't know how your missus feels about you going off on tour, but
yeah. Well, she's like, I think she's used to it now, but like it was a hard adjustment for her when we got together, I suppose. Yeah, I don't want to speak for her, but yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah,
We quite enjoy spending time together, and yeah, like, and it's been so long again since I did it last, so it might be a bit of a shock to the system now. Next, it's only 3 weeks, but like 3 weeks is a long time when you've literally been living with each other for every hour of every day. She's been working at home for like the last 2 years. It's quite a big difference. Yeah, so hopefully she'll be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She won't eat as well though.
Yeah, all right, okay.
I'm the chef of the house.
You?
Yeah.
Fish fingers and beans, is it?
Oh, that's a treat every now and again. That is.
It is.
No,
That's like my house.
I love cooking. I do love cooking, and when I can be asked to do it, I really enjoy it. That's what I like, the creative aspect of it. I just wing it. I don't really like. I got loads of cookbooks and that, but I never look at them. I just kind of, what have I got here? Right, what can I make with this? And what flavor? And I just kind of make things up, and it's normally pretty good.
Yeah.
Not very good at presentation. I can't be asked for all that. I can't be asked for like making things look nice. I'm like, as long as it tastes good. That's the way I see. And I'm quite big into like health and stuff as well, especially like healthy things to some degree. My downfall is sugar though. I got to really I eat healthily, and then I'll just have smash a bowl of ice cream or biscuits or whatever after. So it's kind of like it's kind of a waste of time
that's
eating
the yin
healthy.
to your yang, innit, mate?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it's a bit of a downfall for me. So I've never got rid of my belly.
Well, you lost a few pounds since you were in straight lines, I think.
I have, yeah. That's a good point. But I never reached like I've talked about this before, and it's kind of like, I used to be a bigger guy. When I was a kid, I was always a big kid. See, I was always quite big, well, very large kid.
Yeah.
And I kind of got to 15, 16, I slimmed down a bit, kind of working out, exercising. And then as soon as you get to that 18 drinking age, I discovered real ale as well, which didn't help when I was 18. So I got really into real ale, worked in a real ale pub, went to uni, and then it's just put it all back on.
Yeah.
And then, it was, I don't really know exactly, 6 years ago then, I was like, I want to lose weight. And I worked my ass off and I lost weight and I managed to keep it off.
Yeah.
Ish. But yeah, I've never had the body like comfortable to take my top off. I wear clothes well to hide it, if you know what I mean. I'm always wearing black and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm happy with my body, but I'm much happier than I was back then. Yeah. But it was hard work. It is hard. Yeah. You have to be dedicated and strict with yourself. If you really want to do it. And I've seen people try it for a week and then they just give up. And then I was like, well, you didn't try very hard, did you? But like I was like flat out for months, and it's maintaining it is kind of hard, and that's why I got to be careful with all the sugary stuff, like, because it's where got to be careful.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Yeah. All right, well, it's almost half past now, so.
Is it?
Yeah. Let you get off.
Yeah, man. All good. Thanks for having me, and well, I wish you luck with the show because I know you boys work really hard, and I know what it's like.
Yeah. No, we'll try anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad you're still doing it, and you're pushing it really well, and it's great to see some of the guests you've had on. I need to do some catching up, to be honest. What are the best ones I should listen to them? Like, in your opinion?
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, everyone's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, David always tells you to listen to Abby Bella.
Right, okay.
She's dating an alien, so that was quite funny.
What?
Oh yeah.
So that's David's favourite go-to, I think.
That sounds... I'm going to stick that on
I've
Monday.
actually watched. We did one with Blaze, didn't we?
Blaze, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, Blaze Bailey.
Oh, wow.
I've watched that over and over, maybe 6 or 7 times. He's just so enigmatic and outgoing and everything. It was really good fun. So
nice.
The Blaze Bailey one was really cool. There's a couple of special ones for me because I posted on your page the other day where you were saying about drummers, and I've noticed that you'd have Mark Richardson on because I'm a massive Little Angels fan.
Oh, yeah. I saw that, yeah.
So, we had Toby Jepson on, so that was really cool. So he's kind of like my ultimate idol. And then Andy's was awesome as well, wasn't it? It was really nice to have Andy Hunt on. So it's, I know we do tend to, we've been lucky enough to get some of the bigger guests, but also, some of the up and coming bands that we've been interviewing have been really good fun as well, because there's no research to do. So you just talk bollocks.
Yeah, the Cult Icon one was really funny.
Yeah, it's just really good fun.
It's good. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's kind of having a laugh and like literally just meeting people. Because if I saw you guys now at a gig or down a pub or whatever, it'd be wicked, and this wouldn't have existed otherwise. I just assume you were some strangers.
Well,
in a Motorhead. I must say, you got a good t-shirt. You got a Motorhead t-shirt and a Super Mario t-shirt. I'm a bit of a. It's one thing we haven't talked about is I'm a bit of a gamer. Or I wish I was. As in, if I had more free time and I didn't have a podcast, I'd play games more. But I'm big into it, and I always have been. And
David's a game. He's got like 50 million consoles.
You're a retro game collector.
Yeah, so I've got that one there. That's an Amiga 1200.
See, I don't know anything pre-NES. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I got everything. Pretty much everything I got is pre-NES. So I got Amigas, Atari STs, Segas, Atari Jaguars. I got an N64 there. I've got a Nintendo GameCube downstairs. Atari 7800. I just love all the old stuff, which is funny because my kids will watch it because they've grown up with PlayStations.
Yeah.
So bang something on that's old fashioned, and they can't use them. Like I'll show you.
That's wicked.
So it's a speaking joystick. And I gave it to my son to play a video game, and he was like,
"Looks very suspicious."
What the hell did you do that?
I don't know. I don't have kids, but I know a few people that say that they show the retro stuff to their kids and they love it.
Yeah.
But I guess they probably need something that resembles a PlayStation controller to know what to do with one.
Yeah.
But it's like was anything with a keyboard and a joystick. I'm like, don't know much about that. My brother used to have a Commodore 64 with a tape deck that I vaguely have memories of, but I just remember loading screens.
Yeah.
That's all I kind of remember. I was very young. But we had a NES, a Game Boy, and everything from there on I pretty much had. And I'll send you some pictures in a bit.
Yeah.
I got some stuff.
I think you're probably a lot younger than us, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm 35.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You're a lifetime younger than me.
Yeah. So before you were born, I had a ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
Before you were born, I had seen Motorhead in concert.
Nice. Did you see him pre my dad? Did you see him with Fast Eddie?
No, I didn't see him with Fast Eddie. No.
You're not that old, but
no, I saw him with your dad. I saw him with Wurzel.
Yeah, that was the same time.
Yeah, they joined together, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they joined on the same day.
Yeah.
And their first ever gig was the Young Ones playing on that Young Ones episode. That was their first job, first thing they did. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
My dad has fond memories of that. But,
I never saw Fast Eddie. I saw Phil Taylor, obviously.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, let's go back a few years, man. I've seen Motorhead quite a few times. I've seen him a few times over years as well.
Nice. Oh, so how long have you been over there? Sorry, I know you wanted to finish this. Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, I'll give you a shout if I'm ever over.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to ask you any Motorhead questions, to be honest, because everybody must ask you the same question. Did you ever meet Lemmy?
No, I obviously met him.
Did he come around your house for tea?
He came around. once, I probably for a drink. No, it was one day. I think it was either the start of a tour or at the end of a tour. And every now and again, depending on the route, sometimes they just like pick my dad up from his street. Like tour bus would come into the street. It only happened a couple of times, but yeah, Lemmy came into the house for like an hour or something, or half hour once. But like, yeah, people have asked me, and it's not as if I knew him that well, but obviously whenever there was a gig, he'd say hello and stuff like that. And he'd always, I remember once he complimented me when I lost weight that once.
Oh, right, yeah.
You remember he telling me that I looked really good, and that was always nice, because he probably just thought of me as Phil's fat son. And then I turned up one year and I wasn't fat anymore, or less fat at least.
Yeah.
And I remember that was nice. And yeah, there was one period when it must have been either finished uni or something, and I went on tour with them for a few days on the road in the UK, and I stayed on a bus with Lemon, my dad and Mickey, and the assistant guy at the time, Dan, his name was. And and it was like, I probably had one evening and it was just me and Lemmy chatting for an hour, and like, I wish I remember him more. We'd come in from, we were either at some bar or some strip club, to be honest with you. Something like that. It wasn't a casino, otherwise I would remember the casino, but we went to a casino. But I think he'd been to casinos on his own or whatever. And then we just chatted in a bus for an hour, but that's the only kind of intimate moment I've really had with him. Not like that, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just...
Back of the bus.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a shame, really. It was always... If you've got to think of whenever I did see him at a gig, it was either at a big festival or a big London show or like a local South Wales show. And there was always hundreds of guests.
Yeah.
And so it was like... He'd have his guests, my dad would have his guests, Mickey would have his guests. They normally have separate dressing rooms. Yeah. Normally. So it was always quite separate.
Mm.
So it was like, oh, do you want to come and say hello to Lem? Or, oh yeah, go on then, quick. Sometimes we'd have a photo, but like, I guess we didn't have photos every time, because it was just like, it was quite a regular thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a shame I didn't get to know him more, really, but... I think a lot.
Yeah, well, he spent a lot of time in America anyway, didn't he?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, he lived there
he lived over there.
Since like early 90s, I think. So yeah, it's not as if they ever spent time together off tour or off. Yeah. When they were writing albums, and my dad always used to go out to LA to write albums and record albums. So it wasn't. I don't think they ever did anything in the UK. Maybe in the early days, I'm not sure, but yeah, I just remember my dad buggering off for 3 months, going to America and. Come back with some tape with some demos on or whatever. So it was quite cool again to listen to like the demos early on, and sometimes there'd be ones without vocals on, so it was kind of cool, kind of listening to them before other people. And but yeah, that's it really. They good band. If you haven't listened to Motorhead, go and listen to them.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Like, where have you been?
That's it, innit?
Yeah.
R.I.P. the old fella, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but yeah, people respect him so much, and I think it might be because of my social media is kind of in that world. But like, I think people say like they miss him more than like any other kind of dead rock star guy. Yeah, I think everyone like the biggest loss was Lemmy, like.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, not everyone, obviously, but I think a lot of people. I think it hit people hard.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a shame the way he went out. Really. Yeah. He was a shadow of his former self, wasn't he? When he was. Yeah. I mean, I think he did that. Was it in Germany they did that last gig?
I think it was Germany. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was on stage and he was just a shell.
Yeah, it's like I saw him at Glastonbury, which was the same year. Yeah. So that was 2015. And that was the last time I saw him, and it wasn't great. Yeah. And like it was before we knew what was wrong with him. Yeah. Before he knew what was wrong with him. And it all happened really quickly, I think. Unfortunately, I don't know what's out there like publicized or anything, but I think when he got diagnosed with whatever he had, I think it was literally like a couple of weeks before he passed away, and it's really sad, really. Yeah. And, And what is sad, my dad had a few issues at the time, which I think is publicised to some degree, and he had to be in hospital and stuff. And it was around, and that was the time that Lemmy passed away. But my dad was under doctor's orders that he couldn't fly for like 2 months because of the stuff he's had to go through, operation and stuff. So like my dad couldn't go to the funeral or anything, which was really sad.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really got in. And I'm sure, you know, like my dad had to try and look after his own health, I guess.
Yeah,
but we don't really ignore doctor's orders when it's that serious. But yeah, I think that's such a shame. We all watched it on TV. I remember, which was cool. They streamed it live, and I'm sure lots of fans were watching it.
Yeah.
I was at home with my wife watching it, and I had a Jack and Coke for them and all that. And I'm sure loads of other people did. Yeah. And I don't even like Jack Daniels, but I still had one.
Sat by the fruit machine in the pub.
Yeah, man. But yeah, legend.
Yeah.
Won't be forgotten.
Nah, well, he won't be forgotten, will he?
No way.
Not.
Hell no. But anyway, thanks guys, and
all right, mate. Leave it on a somber note.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me, and yeah, hopefully some of your listeners might check out my show if they want, and
we'll post on socials up anyway, and
much appreciated.
Put some links to your show.
Yeah, cool.
Come out and watch you guys playing live as well.
Yeah, so where do you live, Dave?
I live in Cwmbran, so I'm hoping to get to the Patty show.
All right.
But I really want to come to Winter's End as well.
Nice.
So, because it's my 50th birthday that weekend.
Oh, wow.
The missus was on about organising some sort of party for me, but you can't get much of a better party than a weekend festival, can you? So I'm gonna have to negotiate that over the next couple of weeks with her, I think.
That'll be wicked as well. It'd be really good. It's a good lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing lineup. So
well, the thing is, most of the lineup have been on the podcast, so
yeah, it's amazing.
If we could combine some sort of acts with his birthday backstage.
I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put it as the Just Chopsing Festival.
Yeah.
Get some posters made up.
That'd be wicked.
And then I'll try and come over and we'll have Dave's party backstage at the Winter's End.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
That'll be banging. That'll be banging.
I did watch you guys the first time at Steelhouse this year, and that was awesome. That
first time.
Night. Yeah, it was an amazing night. That was that Friday night. It was brilliant. So,
it was good. It was a good day, to be fair.
And
obviously that was Andrew's first bloody gig.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
his first gig.
That's right. Yeah.
So he it was amazing. He smashed it.
Yeah, well, you all did. It was amazing. Like really good.
I filmed most of the songs on my GoPro, so I got a lot of the like drum cam footage from that gig on my YouTube channel. If anyone's interested, it sounds like shit, but it's pretty cool to see that perspective and all that. You kind of still hear the vocals and the drums and the guitar. It's not that bad, to be honest. But yeah, I'm glad. It was our first show back after COVID, and obviously it was Andrew's first show, so it was I really wanted to capture it, so I'm glad I got most of it on camera anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Check
good.
it out.
I took shed loads of photos. I did try to, because I was pretty much at the front. There might have been one person in front of me, and I remember saying to the missus, I was going to be interested because it was our first show back, our first gig back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hadn't been around people for 2 years, and like when I went to town, I'd squirt somebody in the face with hand sanitizer. I've been like proper antisocial with all this COVID.
Yeah.
But within because the missus was stood there, we watched. I can't remember who was on before, and I watched them. And I stayed at the front. And my missus was like, "Oh, I'm going back now because it's starting to get a bit busy." But it was kind of like just fell back into it, and obviously I knew Andy anyway, so Andy came on. I was giving him the thumbs up because I was dead chuffed and proud of him being able to play with you guys.
Nice.
So and it was amazing, absolute amazing show. I'll be honest, it was great.
Thanks, thank you. Yeah, I think it was good, and I think festivals like that are perfect for us because we're getting that unique situation where we play a couple of covers. Where and we've got a reason to play those covers. There's a meaning behind them and stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully our own material is decent enough.
Yeah, that was good. I knew it, mate, and it was brilliant. I got to be honest, cool. I really like the band, so
thank you.
Definitely going to be following you. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, well, give me a shout if you ever want to come. Swansea might be tight because it's the local show, you see. With I always get loads of family want to come and that. And So I try and tell people, if you're on guest list, don't come to the most local one because I probably can't get it for you there. But
I'm happy paying the tickets.
Yeah.
I'll pay the tickets.
right, anywhere else you want to
After the
come,
show.
I could probably sort you out anywhere else, but Swansea will probably be difficult. But yeah, and I'm not too far away from you. I'm in Ystrad
Oh, okay. Up the road, yeah.
How far is it?
No, up the road.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, I'll let you get on.
All right. Cheers, Dane.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Thanks
to
for coming on.
Thanks for listening. If you're listening, people. Cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully people have enjoyed it.
You might get 10 people.
They're still awake.
Yeah.
Well, not loud, but by the end of it.
Nah, cheers, guys. Thanks.
All right. Thanks,
We're
mate.
good. We're
Take
good.
it easy.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Cheers.
Listen up here, I'll make it quite clear. I'm gonna put some boogie in here. Shake and bop, don't you stop. Dance like a maniac until you drop. I don't mind, I can run a razor right up your spine. What are you waiting for? What do you think you were created for? Show us you care, show us you dare. You don't know what happened that if you were there. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. We know how to do it and we do it real well. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Voodoo medicine cast my spell. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Play that guitar just like you're ringing a bell. Take it or leave it. Going for broke, rock till you choke. It don't matter if you drink or smoke. Speak through the beat, get up on your feet. Sweating like a hound dog, white as a sheet. Don't be scared, don't be scared. Everybody's terrified and don't seem fair. What are you waiting for? What do you think you were created for? Out of your seat, blind in the heat. Do the nasty boogie, mama, stop your feet. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. We know how to do it and we do it real well. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Go back to zero, take a pill and get well. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Be a good soldier and die where you fell. It's your number. Give it back, give it back, give it back. Give it back, give it back, give it back. Give it back, give it back, give it back. Oh, stop. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. We